Hello cousins, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Big Mama Cooks and I have an Instagram page where I post recipes all the time at Big Mama Cooks _. Today's recipe, as we continue with our Soup Saturdays recipe, is going to be minestrone soup. This is a delicious soup that can also be called everything and the kitchen sink because you can add just about anything you have on hand to create it. You'll see. Let's get right to it. These are some of the ingredients that we'll be using to create our soup. All of the ingredients are going to be listed in the bottom bar, but I will be walking you through all of the ingredients as we add them in. First and foremost, a large pot going on medium-high heat. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of oil and I'm going to add in our base. It's going to be celery, carrots, some potatoes, and a yellow onion diced small. I'm going to move everything around so everything can start softening up. And then for my beans, I used 1 can of kidney beans and 1 can of navy beans. Again, the beans choices are optional depending on what you like. And I rinsed them and added them into my pot. Then I'm going to add in my can of diced tomatoes with its juice. I am using fire roasted tomatoes. Again, another preference. Then I'm going to go ahead and add in 6 cups of low sodium vegetable broth. I like to use low sodium vegetable broth or chicken broth because it allows me to manipulate the salt later on. Then I'm going to go ahead and add in my seasoning. Here I have a tablespoon of dried oregano, a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, a tablespoon of onion powder, a tablespoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to mix everything really well together just so the flavors can start marrying. And then I'm going to cover my pot for 10 minutes. Remember, we're going on medium-high heat. After those 10 minutes, when we return, our pot is boiling and those flavors are marrying. I'm going to give this a turn and then I'm going to continue with the rest of the ingredients. I washed my green beans really well and I cut off the ends of all the green beans. Green beans are an optional ingredient in this soup. I wanted to add it in because I wanted a really hearty soup. I'll also be using a cup of elbow pasta and a whole bag of spinach. So I added my green beans in first because they tend to take a little longer to cook, and I'm going to give this a mix and then I'm going to add in the rest. Spinach is next, and if you know anything about spinach, you know you start with a forest and you end up with a single leaf. I love spinach, but we have a love-hate relationship because it always does me dirty. Like, why is there so much in this package and you give me so little? Spinach. One day I'll learn. So I added the entire bag and within 2 minutes, everything wilted to a really small form and fit into the pot. During this same time, I also added in my pasta, but I don't have that on video. So at the same time that I added my spinach, I added my pasta. Now I'm going to lower my flame to medium and I'm going to cover my pot for 15 minutes. When we come back at the end of those 15 minutes, our soup is boiling. Those flavors have married and our pasta should be fully cooked. Again, this was 15 minutes, so that pasta should be more than cooked right now. I'm going to give you a tip. If you are going to omit anything from the soup, let it be the green beans and the potatoes. I wanted a really hearty soup, so I added in extra ingredients, but this soup can go without the potatoes and it certainly can go without the green beans. This is all preference. This is my version of minestrone soup. It is delicious. It is so hearty and filling. It has my favorite fire roasted tomatoes in it, and I served it with a side of grilled cheese. My family loved it. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, cousins. Thank you for watching. See you again next time.